Hey, welcome everyone. This is Lori from Nova Scotia, and I thought we'd try to learn together one of the easier systems because I've marked it in my little book where I catalog all kinds of spreads and how to read the playing cards. And these are cataloged as easy card meanings. So I thought if we decided to work together using a simple card deck, this is the one I'm using, and I really do like the trumps on this one. For this session, I would suggest using a playing card deck that doesn't have illustrated pips so that we can get used to just seeing, for instance, the Ace of Hearts or the Two of Wands. But what I'm going to show you right off the bat is the cheat sheet out of my book, and I did get it off the internet. This is it, and I'm going to hold it up here for you so that you can pause the screen. You can photograph it if you want, or come back to this paused and write down in a little booklet, because we're going to be using these meanings and these ones only for this session. And this was care of Gypsy, I think it's Merman or Muricorn, something like that. Anyways, on the internet. So these are the meanings for the hearts, diamonds, clubs, spades that we're going to be using for the week ahead. And the idea is each of us are going to pick 4 or 5 cards for the spread. Let's say 5. That works out well. And we're going to just go through the cards now quickly in order for you to see what I'm talking about from that page. So if I pick up the diamond suit and I bring this over here, you're going to see we're looking at the very first column. Now I can't hold this here forever, but this is what we're going to center on. So if you want to follow along, our King of Diamonds and this diamond suit represent the fair-haired people. So the Queen, the fair-haired Queen. Now if I zoom in, maybe you'll get a little bit better images. And this is a great deck. Apparently it glows in the dark. Anyway, so in the diamond suit, the Jack is going to have one word, messenger. The 10 is going to represent a large sum of money. This is going to be a lover's spat. This represents jewelry, or I guess we could say something of value, maybe a token. This is a journey. This one suggests in a reading to beware of speculation. News. Now that could be emails, letters, conversations. The 4 is going to represent a diamond ring. Our 3 of diamonds is a quarrel, and generally over money. The 2 of diamonds, trouble from deception. And the Ace of diamonds, a telephone call. Okay, so we're going to try to stick to just those words. Yes, let your mind wander a little bit. We want your intuition to be working. Okay, now this is the heart suit. So our king is generally redhead. Our queen, the same thing. I got to balance this a little bit better. There we go. Now, the Jack in here is a speaker or opinionated preacher. The 10 of hearts is going to represent some sort of a surprise. Now, the 9 of hearts is going to be a disappointment. The 8 of hearts is thoughts of marriage. The 7 of hearts is jealousy. The 6 is going to be beware of scandal. The 5 is a meeting. The 4 of hearts is a broken engagement. The 3, obstacles in the way of love. This could be like a love triangle. The 2 of hearts, an introduction. And the Ace of hearts. The 2 would be a love introduction, and the Ace would be an introduction. Okay, so that's the 2 red suits. Now we're going on to the King of Wands. So, get this in the picture. Now the King of Wands and the Wand suit represent dark-haired people, as well as the Queen. Ooh, look at the face on her. Now, the Jack, I got to get a little ruler going here so I can follow along. That's not going to work. We'll take this. Okay. The Jack of Wands is a lawbreaker. He's a bad boy. Our 10 is a gambler. And our 9, it's a last warning. Our 8 can represent an accident. The 7 is prison, some sort of confinement. The 6, beware of overwork. The 5, change. A 4 is a secret. The 3, obstacles to something that you're trying to have success with. So obstacles to success. Our 2 represents time. 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that. And the Ace, wealth. Okay. And I might be able to read the book easier if I put it on the other side. So bear with, it's in columns, and I don't want to make any mistakes. Okay, that looks a little bit better. All right, so the King of Spades. Now, it did say the wands were dark. I always felt that the King of Spades were like the very, very dark, the black-haired people. Okay, so the King of Spades in this is a strange man. The Queen, a strange woman. The Jack of Spades, that is an enemy. The 10, trouble. Now also we're not going to be doing reversals just yet, just straight up and down. 9 of Spades, trouble. Oh, sorry. 10 of Spades was trouble. Yes. So the 9 is grief. The 8 If you treat a dangerous situation, you can ward off difficulties. Interesting. 7, an enemy. 6, beware of malicious gossip. 5, a bit of unpleasant news. 4, avoid a person you are doubtful about. 3, obstacles to reconciliation. 2, tears. And the ace of spades, just like in some of the movies, death. Now this is going to represent the endings of things so that we can begin again, not an actual death. Okay, people? Now, the object of the game for the week, that would be my stone that fell on the floor as I shift things, is we're going to pick, as I say, 5 cards. And we want to do a reading for ourselves that is, I might as well leave that there. I'm going to prop my cards up so you can see them. It's going to run from today for 1 week. And I'm going to show you how I did it in my book here. Just a lined page where I keep track of some of my readings. So I've put at the top, get it in focus, June 5th to June 12th. I'm using a whole page and I have 5 squares where I'm going to indicate the cards that I get. And during the week, following that system, I'm going to be looking at the meanings and how it relates day by day and see if the 5 cards together are going to tell me something. So for those that are tarot readers, I'm going to ask you to try not to bring the tarot to it till maybe the end of the session so that you can really try to learn this method. So I've gone back to the page so that I can look at some of the meanings with you. Now, I do have to spread this out for a minute and get the cards out of sequence and a better shuffle. So I'm just going to push pause. Okay, I'm back. I've been shuffling. So when you do this, I just want you to think about the fact that your guides and guardians are around you. Hopefully you've cleared the deck, maybe put a little crystal on it, sort of imprint yourself to it, and put out the intention into the deck that you're looking for guidance for the week ahead from Wednesday to Wednesday and information that will help you on your path, things that you need to maybe have a heads up on, that you can move forward. And day by day, the cards give you information. It might be one sentence that you have to decipher. Maybe if you get a court card, that gives you some information about what they're like. Dark-haired, fair-haired, whether they're good to be around or not. And the minors, we're going to get further information about that. So I'm going to pick my 5 cards. We're not doing reversals. We're not adding in the jokers. We're just trying one system and trying to learn it, as I say. We're not putting the jokers in, so we don't have that to worry about. Okay. Now, when we turn these over, I'm going to try to look at it as a sentence, but I'm also going to be looking at this as the heart of the matter. This maybe is how it starts, and this is how it ends. And we're also going to look at, for the fun of it, how many reds appear and how many blacks appear. Okay, so let's turn it over. The 6 of Hearts. So if I go to my cheat sheet like you're going to have, because you've seen it on the screen, Let's go like this. Bink. 6 of hearts. So I go down and it says, beware of a scandal. Ooh. Okay. 2 of wands. It might happen in 2 days or 2 weeks. Now we've asked for 1 week ahead. So we're going to say in a couple of days, there might be an issue. Okay. At the heart of the matter, ooh, another 2. That's where we can bring in pairing as well, but we're going to try to keep things simple at the start. So this is trouble from deception. Interesting. So the 6 of hearts, beware of scandal, coming in a couple days. And sorry, the 2 of hearts here. It might have to be around an introduction, or it might be around an introduction. This is getting interesting. Okay. Now it's hard when you're following your chart. Be careful because it's easy to get confused. The King of Wands, a dark-haired person. Ooh, okay. And the 9 of Diamonds, back to my chart, a bit of a love spat. Okay, so let's refresh. The 6 of Hearts, beware of a scandal. 2 of Wands, in a couple of days, you might hear about this. The 2 of Hearts, it might have to do with a love introduction or someone that you care about, I would say. And the King of Wands is the person. He is a dark-haired man. And the 9 of Diamonds indicates a lover spat. So maybe I'm to hear in a couple days about a dark-haired man that is involved in some sort of a scandal. And it might have to do with a couple because it's a lover spat. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 reds and 2 blacks. So it errs on the better side. We'll think of reds as beneficial and black as challenging. So this King of Wands might be a bit challenging. So I'm going to leave that there. And if you guys can shuffle your cards, pick 5, start going through them, watch how things develop over the next week. And I really, really want to hear the cards that you got and the information that you got. And if you can put a sentence together and write it down at the top of the page where you're going to record everything, and then pay attention to what your intuition says as you go through the week. Try not to look at it from a tarot perspective. Just enjoy the simple system and the words that it creates. And then each day, if something comes to you or the occurrence of things coming together start to make sense, then write that down. And maybe even the date that it happened. For instance, here, I'll be watching in a couple days. And because there's 2 2s together, I got an intuition that there might be a couple of things, a couple of people. So this is Craggy Brook wishing that we can have some fun together. We can start to learn some of the more simple systems before we branch off into the more difficults. And if anyone out there is a pro, you chime in and give us some help. Okay?